Hi everyone, welcome to PowerShell for Penetration Testers at Pentester Academy. In this video, let's continue with the discussion of brute forcing credentials with the help of PowerShell. In the previous video, we used the script brute force to brute force credentials of an Active Directory and a SQL server. That script required our attacking machine to be a part of the domain of the target domain, and the brute force was being done on the domain controller itself. Brute force already being a really noisy attack is even more noisy and almost sure to be caught if it is run against a domain controller. Let's use get winrm password and get wmi password, which are really simple scripts to brute force credentials. First, for Windows PowerShell remoting, or even if it is not enabled, or for the winrm service, and here using this for the WMI. In both the cases, we can run this script against any server, even if it is not part of the same domain as the attacker's machine, and could be used to brute force local users as well. The flip side being the brute force script, which we saw in the previous video, could be used to get credentials of non-administrative users as well. It is not the same case here. Before we see the demonstration, let's have a look at the source code of the brute forces. So this is bruteforce.ps1 for the Active Directory service. Note that it is this simple line which forms the heart of the brute forcing Active Directory. So in total, this is the logic. As you can see that if you are able to successfully execute this, the success flag is set to true, otherwise it is set to false. It's quite simple logic behind it. Similarly, if you look at this source code of get winrm password, which has been thankfully taken from this blog, we are just using the test wsman commandlet to test various credentials. So here it is, because it is a really small code, we can go through all of it. It reads each entry in the word list, creates PS credentials out of it, and passes those credentials to the test wsman commandlet. And depending on the kind of the text of error or no error, we conclude that we were able to successfully get the credentials. Get WMI password is absolutely the same. It just uses get WMI object in place of test WSMan. So really easy and reasonably fine, usable. Again, not comparable to the real good tools. So let's use these. Let's first use get winrm password. Let's this time brute force domain PC or whatever we want. Username. Again, we can brute force local as well as domain usernames. And the word list. We can always use longer ones. I have deliberately included the password for lab machines here so that we can see how success looks like. As you can see, it found the password. To see what was going on, let's use the verbose parameter. As you can see, it tried a long list of passwords, and as soon as one was found, it was removed. Let's remove this password. And now if we run the script, so it keeps trying, and as soon as a password is found, it stops, as we saw earlier. Now let's try get WMI password as well. And we can use the exact same syntax there. So what you want to use depends on the scenario. Post server 2012 PowerShell remoting is enabled by default, but I think WMI is not. So it depends on the kind of server and environment you are testing, and use any of these. Okay, so because we have removed the password from this list, it just keeps trying. So let it run. And we have already seen the source code. So I believe that is it for the brute forcing part using PowerShell. Hope you enjoyed it and found it useful. If you're enjoying your time at Pentester Academy, please recommend us to your friends and colleagues in the information security community.